Namaskaram, this is Sai Krishna in Love with Marketing. We see a lot of technologies like ChatGPT or generative AI, ML, they're all making waves in marketing. And bro, I'm here to talk about buyer personas and ideal customer profile. What's wrong? On one side, you see, tech is getting deeper and deeper, and now I'm talking about something which is very basic that has been for decades and decades. The reason is because a lot of organizations doesn't have their ICPs or buyer personas in place in a way that they go through evolution. Imagine your sales team, your marketing team, your customer success team, your development team, your customer support, your leadership team, everyone thinks that they have a very good clarity on their audience. And it is true. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that everyone have their own clarity. Everyone have their own understanding with respect to their experiences, with respect to their visibility on the businesses. And because of this, you will not be able to bring synergy from them while contribution to the strategy, while contribution to the tactics, while contribution to the messaging or designing the value proposition or even designing the business model or evaluating your tactics. So there are a lot of differences that do exist, but you will not be able to even identify these gaps because right down at the root level, you have some differences in understanding who is your audience, what are their characteristics. And so a lot of people think that buyer persona or ideal customer profile, these are very basics, and I know that we got it in our mind, so this doesn't have to be documented in our organization. And here I am to talk about ideal customer profile and buyer personas in a very oversimplified and actionable way. Firstly, let's be clear about the difference between ideal customer profile and buyer personas. Ideal customer profile talks about the organizations that you have to target. Buyer persona talks about the key stakeholders involved in this organization, and these key stakeholders can be influencers, can be door openers, can be decision makers. Now that we know clearly what is ICP and buyer personas, let's get into buyer personas. How do we have to design buyer persona? There are four major aspects that you have to cover in buyer persona. The first one is demographics, where you talk about the basic personalities like, location, age, or designations that they are holding, or the years of experience they would be having. The basic demographics that you would be looking at. And the second one is about customer journey. Customer journey can be visualized in two ways. Either you can say, you can oversimplify, say that past, present, future, this is a customer journey I want to design. Or even you can think of, funnel stages like attention or awareness or engagement, adoption and advocacy. So these are different stages in the funnel, right? You can even create a customer journey map with these stages. And the second one is customer journey. And the third one is about motivation and aspirations. What are the kind of motivations do they have? What do they aspire to become? This is the third one. And the fourth one is what are the pain points that do they have, or what are the fears that they do carry along with them in their professional journey. If you are having all these 4 points, you will be able to design a buyer persona. And if you are looking to dig deeper in your buyer persona, in your customer journey is all about to understand what are the points, touch points, or where is your product or service is interacting with your customer, right? So that's the reason we are talking about the customer. The moment you explore more into the customer journey, you'll be well versed with understanding the customer, their expectations, what is triggering them, what are the adoption facilitators that are coming into the picture, what are the adoption triggers and adoption facilitators are two good points that you can definitely include in your buyer persona. They will reflect a lot onto your value propositioning. Once you are done with your basic skeleton of this buyer persona, then you can keep on adding little more few details that you are able to find out on the market trends or any research analyst reports or any survey reports. Based upon those reports, you can take some characteristics, some traits that you would be able to adopt in your buyer persona. And finally, you should make a buyer persona in a way that it has to be descriptive. A person, you will give a name to it. A person named Alex with an age of 30 to 35 who is an aspirant developer that is looking at going into a different stage of growth opportunities or something like that. You can be more descriptive. The description of your buyer persona has to be in a way that the moment you're saying it to someone, they should be able to visualize that in their mind. And everyone that is visualizing in their mind has to have the closest to possible picture in everyone. That detailed your description has to be. And this is the reason we need a buyer persona in a way that everyone will have a clarity on who is their audience that they are targeting. And no matter how much technology you are using, without a clarity on your buyer persona or on your ideal customer profile, you will not be in a stage to articulate or leverage the technology around you. So it's high time for you, with so much of technology around you, that you should definitely get alignment on ICP and buyer personas in your organization. Try to oversimplify this process. So it's high time for you to make sure that your buyer persona and your ideal customer profiles are in place, because without this you cannot do anything with your technologies.